Hello and welcome everybody, this is Give Your Anxiety and I'm bringing you guys another AoE 3 stream here, and we are in store for a really good one here. We're back in the GUA December 2019 subscriber tournaments, and we're in the semifinals now. We have Mytl versus Hazza. This is me a best of 7, and if you guys remember from my last subscriber tournament, which was in October, Mytl and Hazza, they actually met each other in the finals, so they're now meeting each other in the semifinals in this subscriber tournament. So this is gonna be awesome. A little bit of rematch here, and I believe Mytl did win the finals of the previous subscriber tournament, so he's got the bragging rights here. But yeah, this is gonna be a really exciting one. So we're gonna hop right into this. Game 1 is gonna be playing on Parallel Rivers, and we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel for Mytl. Let's see what civilization Mytl gets here in game number 1. Alright, Mytl getting the Sioux civilization. Hazza. Alright, let's spin the wheel for Hazza here. Let's see what civilization Hazza gets here in game number 1. Hazza getting the Dutch civilization. Alright guys, so we have the matchup for game number 1 here. Get ready everybody. Sit back, relax. We're gonna have a good long stream here in store for you guys. It's gonna be a really exciting one. Mytl versus Hazza, two obviously very, very talented players. No strangers from the very late rounds of tournaments. And yeah, this is gonna be a great one here. Mytl versus Hazza, best of 7. Game 1 being played on Parallel Rivers. Mytl getting the Sioux civilization. Oh, Mytl actually going for the respin already. Okay. Alright, Mytl calling the respin in game 1 here, so you only get 1 respin per series. And, okay, so let's go ahead and respin the wheel for Mytl. Let's see what civilization Mytl gets here in game number 1. Mytl getting the French civilization. Alright, I'm a little bit surprised Mytl decided to use the respin there. You know, using it in game 1, so, you know, that's obviously very valuable, but felt like he didn't want to go for Sioux on a no TP map versus Dutch on no TP map, so I suppose that does make sense, but you could definitely get worse, but he decided to go up the respin, so now he's getting French here. Alright, now just waiting for Mytl to click in. Mytl using his one and only respin in game 1 of this best of 7 here. So that changes up the matchup. We're on game 1 here of this best of 7 being played on Parallel Rivers. Mytl now getting the French civilization and Hazza playing as a Dutch civilization. Just waiting on Mytl here to click in, and we're going to get going in just a second here. Grab some popcorn, everybody. Get some chips. Sit back, relax. You're going to be in store for a good long stream here, everybody. Alright, let's get hyped. Hopping into game number 1 here in this best of 7. As I said, these two guys met each other in my last subscriber tournament series. That was for the GUA October 2019 subscriber tournament. And yeah, they met each other in the finals, which was an incredible game. If you guys didn't catch that one, you can always check it out on my YouTube channel. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear the results, you can mute me real quick or whatever, or stop. But in that final series, Mytl did end up winning that. I know it was best of 7, I believe. It went to like game 7. Mytl winning that 4-3. Yeah, so Mytl won that 4-3. I was trying to think real quick if it was a best of 7 or a best of 9, but yeah, it was a best of 7, and yeah, so that was a really close series, super entertaining one. So I'm expecting pretty much the same here, another really close series, and yeah, just another great series, obviously, between these two players. So here we go. We're into game 1 here. Hazza playing his Dutch civilization. He's no stranger to the Dutch, and getting Dutch on no TP map does feel pretty good. Martel using his respin in game one, definitely going to kind of put him at a disadvantage as the series goes on, as you only get one civ respin per series, and Martel decided to use that one in game one when he got to Sioux Civilization. Perhaps maybe a little bit of an overreaction, deciding to use the respin. Perhaps Sioux's not the best civilization, but like I said earlier, he definitely could have had worse, but he decided to use respin here right away, game one. So he's getting the French civilization. We're seeing Mido start with the market here, and so with French, if you can't build a trading post, there's no TPs on this map, so you're just going to basically build a market in Age 1 to get hunting dogs. So we're seeing Mido go ahead and go for that. Both these players sending their scouts out around the map, as there are lots of goats on this map, so you really want to try to get those goats, as many as you can. And Mido getting 90 wood treasure, very nice one. Not a ton of real big treasures, but getting 90 wood on this map definitely feels good. Meanwhile, Hazard picking up a 55 coin when he's playing as a Dutch civilization. That's also very nice for Dutch, since Dutch villagers do cost coin. And both of these civilizations, they do start with 2 scouts. At the beginning of the game, both civilizations have the same type of explorer, and then they have like these secondary scouts, with the French having the native scout and Dutch having the envoy scout. Mido finding another treasure. Looks like a 35 wood that he's going for. Hazard doing a good job. Let's take a look at the goat game. Hazard with 9 goats here. Mido with only 3 actually. But Mido did, uses 1 explorer to get that big 90 wood treasure. So perhaps took longer to get that treasure, which means you kind of have less time to collect all the goats. A little bit of a kind of a backer there from Mido. Not the best herding, but he'll have time to bring this on in before it becomes critical. That is a lot of goats there for Hazza. And as I said, I think Dutch used to be Hazza's like main civilization actually for a while. I remember I think he used to play Dutch a lot, but I guess we just haven't really seen Dutch much recently in tournament games. So it seems weird almost seeing Hazard or somebody play Dutch. Because I guess they've just been one of the least played civs as of recently in tournaments. But yeah, I do remember Hazard being quite experienced with Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. Both players are now up to Age 2 here. I'm sorry, on their way up to Age 2. Had to pour myself some coffee and get ready for this series here. Alright, we're getting some interesting play here in game 1. Mido building a trading post. So on this most recent EP patch, when you build these trading posts, it's not the traditional trading posts where you get XP. It's these trading posts where you can train units and stuff and make some military units. But with the most recent EP patch, you actually get an XP trickle from building these type of trading posts. So it's it's not as much as a traditional trading post, but you do get some XP from building a trading post here on with natives. So since it is a no TP map, French they do like their traditional trading posts. That will give the French a little bit of a XP trickle, which will be nice to get those shipments moving a bit quicker. And I'm honestly not sure what units you can train from here. The Zen Temple. So we'll have to see what Mido's going to be going for here. Meanwhile, Hazza is up to Age 2, and he's opening up with the barracks really early here. So he can see that Mido built the trading post, so Hazza's not going to overreact and do a super heavy boom. He knows what's going on. And he's not going to take it lightly. He's going to put a barracks up really early and start working on getting some military. Meanwhile, making some pretty good walls with his buildings. He's got the 1 bank and a couple of houses here. Kind of just making a choke point, and also with the barracks, if units want to come by to TC or to these villagers, they have to go kind of around this wall here. So base building with Dutch is extremely important, and Hazard doing a great job there. And we're also seeing Mido open with a stable back at home here. So interesting opening from Mido here. Bankwagon is Hazza's first Age 2 shipments. We're still waiting on Mido's first Age 2 shipment to arrive. Alright, there it is for Mido, shipping the 4 villagers. And here we go. We have a batch of 5 of these guys. Sohuis. We have 5 Sohuis trained. No, so you don't see these guys very often. They cost 55 food and 40 wood. 13 hand attack, 3.5 multiplier versus cavalry, and 2.5 bonus damage against light infantry. 140 HP here, so he's going to go for the house right away. And looks like, why are they also damaged? Hazza just kind of doing a good job at, I suppose, trying to target these guys down, splitting the shots off a bit. The house is going to go down, so Mito is going to pick up a house here pretty early. And here's 4 hustlers coming in, and just as the skirmishers pop out, so this may force a Minutemen call from Hazza, but he doesn't have enough resources for Minutemen, and Hazza might just straight up lose. Oh, there it is. Minutemen were called right before I said that, I believe. But these 4 skirms are kind of going to go down. It does force a Minutemen call. Mito hanging around just to clean up the skirms, you know, taking quite a bit of hits from these Minutemen, but he wants to just completely clean up those skirms. So he does get all 4 skirms, and look at that, and the batch of pikes being trained just a bit too late. Forced Mito to call it Minutemen, but pretty good trade right there for Mito. Mito got, let's take a look at units lost. What happened there in that exchange there? Hazza lost a house and 5 skirmishers. Meanwhile, Mito lost 4 of the Sohis and 3 skirmishers. So, and then it also forced Hazza to call his Minutemen. So these guys will be bleeding out, going down to 1 HP, and then easy targets pick off. So I think all in all, that went pretty good for Mito, I want to say. Yeah, getting that batch of skirms, killing the 5 skirms like as they popped, that looked really good. Minutemen definitely helped. Was definitely needed from Hazza to call the Minutemen. Otherwise, the skirmers would have just got cleaned up completely for free. But Minutemen were able to put quite a bit of hits into those hussars. But here we go. We're seeing Mito go up to age 3 now. So put on a little bit of aggression on. Perhaps get an overreaction from Hazza. And now Mito's going to be going up to age 3. Mito building a barracks back at home here. And it looks like Mito is going with the fast age up. He won't have a shipment available. Maybe just shortly after hitting age 3, he'll have his shipment available. And taking a look at Hazza after Bank Wagon, he did ship 700 wood and 600 wood. Built a market. We can take a look at text completed here for both players. Mito sitting on steel traps from 5 minutes and 28 seconds. Meanwhile, Hazza just has hunting dogs in. And Hazza sitting on 4 banks now. But here we go. Mito is up to age 3. Still does not have a shipment available. Unfortunately, you know, definitely not ideal. It doesn't feel great not to have a shipment available as you hit age 3, but that will be coming pretty soon for him. It's native 1 HP here, kind of hanging out along the water. And it looks like Hazza is just going to follow Mito up to age 3 here, so Hazza is about to click up to age 3 right now, so we'll have to see if Mito has any timing window to do any damage before Hazza gets up. But it looks like it's going to be really difficult for Mito to really do much before then. Batch of 5 Dragoons were trained, and now shipment is on the way for Mito. 5 skirmishers also popping out here. But as you can see, Hazza, with most of his villagers pretty much right underneath the town center here, just gathering from the 1 corn mine. And well, he's starting to run out of this hunt, but still on this hunt a bit. Dutch don't have to leave their base too much. They have the banks, obviously. Oh, and okay, so we're seeing Mito build a tower, TC here. So Mito dropping in town center on Hazza's side of the map. So that's going to be really nice. A lot of the resources, hunts, and everything are kind of far out. So, and as we're seeing, this gold mine just ran out for Hazza. So Hazza is going to have to start moving out on the map. And we're seeing 2 Falcons being shipped here for Mito. And perhaps Mito has a little window here to push. A lot of skirms from Hazza, however, but 2 Falcons to come here. Might get a good volley off. Nice. 2 skirms dead right away there from those Falcons shooting. Dragoon taking a lot of hits there, though. And we're now seeing Hazza get out on the map here. There's quite a bit of hunt back here. And that gold mine there. But yeah, Midle building a second town center here, so it's going to really lock down some positioning with that. Has this shipment 8 skirmishers as his first stage 3 shipment here, and that skirmisher count is growing quite large for Hazza. Midle moving out on the map a bit more, hunting from these kind of middle hunts here. So Midle has another shipment available. He will be clicking that just a minute here. We'll have to see what he goes for here as his second H3 shipment. And 9 orders arriving for Hazza. So Hazza, you know, put together a pretty good military force here. Pretty well mixed amount of skirmishers and Reuters. Meanwhile, Midle doing kind of the same, you know, training his skirmishers and his dragoons. But Hazza's looking to push right now. He's going to get a couple of free pickoffs here, potentially some villagers. Midle with a couple of villagers, I suppose. One goes down very quickly. Pretty good reaction time, but Midle does lose 2 villagers there, so that definitely not ideal there. Nice little pickup there for Hazza. And Hazza is up, recalculated eco, he's up 8 right now after that pickup. And so we're seeing 8 skirmishers shipped here for Midle. Pikes are out of position though, going down very quickly here. Hazza looking to move on the map here and do some damage while he's got this big military. But the militaries are pretty even, and no cannons yet for Hazza, so Hazza's kind of just looking to maybe find some villagers. Doesn't want to push out too far. And here we go. Hazza may get kind of caught out, but oh, I thought those Falcons were going to potentially be able to pack there. Hazza getting caught in slightly weird position with the cliff, but he was able to escape in time. 1 cannon volley just gets the Minutemen there. 1,000 wood coming in for Hazza, so he'll be able to do quite a lot with that. You know, do some more booming, potentially throw down like an artillery foundation, maybe even start trading some cannons. And I'm pretty sure Hazza's not aware of this town center yet, so he is probably going to be seeing that right now, actually, as these Reuters are moving across the map here for Hazza. I don't think he's scouted it yet, but perhaps in a second here. And here we go, Hazza now seeing this town center finally. And there is quite a bit of villagers inside this town center, perhaps maybe like 5 or so villas. So it is kind of going to force Midle to get over here and defend this TC. He can't really let it get sieged down for free. That's going to force Midle to come out on the map here. Midle losing another villager there, unfortunately. But meanwhile, Midle is actually pushing to kind of pull Hazza back from this positioning. And a market is being rebuilt here. A couple envoys actually being trained, looks like. So Hazza rebuilding that market, definitely a little bit interesting. And a lot of villagers crossing the map here from Midle. Midle kind of taking a long time to push in here. He sieged down the market, but then kind of stalling. And now the town center is starting to get sieged down here. So meanwhile, the Reuters are moving across the map, and Midle's seeing this with the house. So what is Midle's decision going to be here? I think he's going to go towards his town center. Oh, here we go. Some upgraded hussars are here. I think they could potentially get cleaned up. Oh, okay, has a good control. You don't want to go too far in with those. You don't want to lose 5 veteran hussars for free. So Dragoon's now moving across the map, finding the Dutch villagers here. It's going to force Hazza to come back and try to save his villagers. Cavalry combat coming in for Hazza here. And here we go, big trade exchange is about to begin here. Reuters taking a lot of shots here to begin. Maybe 5 or 6, 7, 8 Reuters going down before the fighting really begins here. Very good pickup for Midle there. Still no cannons for Hazza. A lot of veteran Hussars now, though. But there are a lot of Dragoons for Meidel, and this Meidel using the market positioning to benefit his Felks. Now just kind of siege it down, and military looks really good for Meidel here. He had a lot of really good pickups before this fight was really beginning. Hussars are trying to move in and get a flank here, but the cannons are very well surrounded. Midmen being called for Meidel. And it's go time for Hazza here, sending everything in here. There are a lot of veteran Hussars here, but cannons are in very good positioning here. Getting some pretty good volleys off. One, looks like one went down, one still standing. Lots of Dragoons completely clean up those veteran Hussars. Cannons are now gone from Meidel, but there are a lot of Dragoons and a lot of skirmishers left here for Meidel. And it looks like the Dutch military count's falling quite a bit here. And this is looking quite good for Meidel here. Those Hussars melted very quickly as Meidel's Dragoon count was just high enough to really deal with those Hussars very efficiently. And it was a good job protecting cannons, keeping them alive for as long as possible there. And that cavalry, oh no, that was cavalry combat for Hazza, but 7 skirmishers now being shipped for Hazza here. Villagers exposed here. Meidel splitting his forces here, trying to just clean up these couple Hussars, meanwhile raiding at the same time here. Skirmishers just trading back and forth here. And a lot of Dutch villagers are going down here. And Hazza's just, where does he gather food from now? He's on berries at this point. Still a lot of exposed villagers, and yeah, there we go. GG. Hazza taps out as all of his eco was exposed here. Great game here from Meidel. Game 1 going to Meidel. Very quick fight here, kind of. A lot of the Reuters got caught out. I think that was perhaps the main turning point there. Hazza losing a lot of Reuters before the main fight really began. He probably lost perhaps 8 Reuters. Before he really went in, so definitely took quite a bit of hits there. And game 1 in this best of 7 does go to Meidel here, so let's take a look at the post-game stats. Hazza actually out-gathering by, quite a bit. Perhaps Hazza should have went for more cannon composition. He never had any cannons at all, and he could have dropped down an artillery foundation and perhaps trained cannons, especially on a map where there's not a ton of hunt and the hunt's pretty far out. It's kind of easier to gather gold and just go for the cannon. So perhaps Hazza should have went more so for cannon composition, focusing his military around cannons. And looking at the military units, the military unit population here in that big fight, yeah, Meidel did have just more military population actually, and quite one-sided fight there. Alright, we're going to get into game 2 here in just a second. Alright, so game 2 is going to be played on Malaysia. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Meidel here. Let's see what civilization Meidel gets here in game number 2. Meidel getting the Spanish civilization. Alright, let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Hazza. Let's see what civilization Hazza gets here in game number 2. Hazza getting the Spanish civilization. Alright, so we're going to see a Spain mirror here on Malaysia. Wow, Hazard deciding to use the respin to avoid a Spanish mirror. Interesting respin choices coming out from kind of both of these players. Alright, he said respin, so alright, let's go ahead and use Hazard's respin here. Alright, so with civilization, Hazard gets here in game 2. Hazard getting the German civilization. So both players using their respins really early, kind of strange. Hazard, it was a Spain mirror, but Hazard says, "Hey, let me use my respin." So all right. But I think this is good. German versus Spain has always felt quite German favored. So I think Hazard will be happy with the respin here. I mean, it seems like he definitely could have saved it and used it, somewhere more beneficial. But getting German versus Spain, I think he will be pretty happy with that. Yes, I'm saying in the chat, bringing up some points, as Malaysia is a really short rush distance, which it can benefit Spain, since Spain, can have a really strong fast fortress and timing push, where they get this really quick death ball push in the early fortress. And yeah, with a short map rush distance, it definitely can be better. So yeah, that definitely is an option Moto's gonna have here. German, they do like the larger maps. When you can just run around with Uhlans, I think that definitely does benefit Germany a little bit better. But with that said, I think Hazard will still be feeling pretty good playing as Germans here versus Spain. Alright, getting in game 2 here in this best of 7. Up in the top here, we have Hazard in the red playing as the German civilization, and Muddle playing in the blue as the Spanish civilization. Muddle getting a 30 XP right off the bat here, and Hazard finding a 40 coin. And it looks like it was not a wood start, so we're seeing Hazard building a market here and going for hunting dogs. So I think Muddle will be happy with that. I would say the wood start benefits German more. I think Spain obviously probably like the wood start too, so they can get their trading posts up. But I guess they both really benefit from wood start, but probably Germany benefits more, I'd say. All right, so. Like I said, Hazard built the market. His goal here is to just gather enough wood and gold just so he can get hunting dogs and drop down a house here. And then he'll switch all of his villagers back to food. And we're seeing Muddle get a 65 coin here. Both players just moving their explorers across the map here, picking up these treasures and getting as many water buffaloes that they can find. We're seeing Hazard working on a 90 food treasure. Oh, looks like we have Muddle coming around here, though. And may have a little bit of a treasure contention. And yeah, it looks like Muddle has already discovered this, perhaps with his dog. Yep, still one lizard, but yeah, Muddle won't get there in time. No, looks like Muddle probably did not discover it, just barely missed it. Muddle getting 35 food here. So taking a look at this map, both players, they have a back pond here with a lot of fish and a couple whales. And as we said, the rush distance here between the two is quite short. So Spain could, go for fast fortress, age up with the tower and drop the tower right here or really close, and then hit fortress and then start shipping those H3 shipments and really putting on pressure. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what Muddle's plan is here. I do expect both players to build a trading post in transition here. Both players have their explorers really close by. If Muddle can actually, I was going to say, if Muddle can kill the German explorer, that would be huge. And we're seeing the explorer is already quite low. And this is putting Hazard in a weird position. He's pulling his explorer back now, which he is good. He really needs to do. You definitely do not want to lose a German explorer, as you need to build a trading post, and it's not like you can really build a trading post with a villager. I mean, just building a trading post with a villager alone is something you like never really want to do. But the trading posts on this map are really far from your town center, so if you're forced to do that, that's like a ton of walking time. So Muddle actually backing off there, leaving the Explorer. He could have probably chased it down quite a bit more, actually. I think I would have kept sending the the dog was really low HP, so. But yeah, Haz's Explorer is really low, so I think Muddle's going to be trying to kind of track him down here. And oh, look at this. I think we're seeing Muddle try to claim both trading posts here, or just sending a villager to build this one. Meanwhile, he's keeping eyes on this, preventing Germany from building a trading post, and this is huge. And wow, look at this. Hazza kind of realizing that Muddle's going to be keeping a super close eye on these two trading posts, and essentially is just not going to let Hazza build a trading post since Hazza's Explorer is already very low. So rather than Hazza send the Explorer in and risk building it and then getting killed like with a TP halfway built, it looks like Hazza's just going to take the loss, realize he can't build a trading post, and instead he's going to build a trading post on the native building here instead. So wow, that's definitely a big win there for Muddle. I don't think this is what Hazza wanted to do. I don't think this was his plan, but he does go for this trading post on the native, so he'll be getting a small XP trickle from here, not as much as the traditional trading post. Wow. All right, interesting developments already here, and we are seeing Muddle age up with the tower here, and he puts it very defensively here actually. So when you put a really defensive tower here, obviously you're not going to be super aggressive, and I don't know, I guess perhaps like an FI is a possibility, but we'll have to see what Hazza's plan here. Is he going to train any units from this trading post, or is he just using it for that little XP trickle? Muddle shipping 700 coin, and he's gonna be going up to H3 pretty soon already. Meanwhile, taking a look at Hazza. Hazza is in H2 here. We're still waiting on his first shipment to arrive. It is 700 wood. Hazza's first H2 shipment is 700 wood. So a lot of times you do see the 3 seller wagons, but no. Instead, we're seeing 700 wood, and Muddle's already up to wow. Muddle's already up to H3, or going up to H3, and Hazza training war elephants. Okay, so this is a thing. This is happening here. War elephants cost 200 food, 70 wood, and they do have 36 siege attack, 20 hand attack, 2 area damage. Let's see what these guys can do. Hazza bringing out this, both these players kind of bring out the strange play. Does take down Muddle's Explorer very quickly there. Man, it looks like they're actually like really pretty good raiders there with that splash area damage. That was kind of impressive. But they are very costly. 200 food, 70 wood. Muddle dropping a lot of infrastructure here. He did ship 700 wood, so now building a couple of houses, a barracks, and a market here. So Muddle is going to get up to H3 very safely here. Meanwhile, Hazza, he does have a barracks now back at home. And he did actually build this trading post, so this did kind of allow Hazza to build this trading post. It looks like Hazza is actually sieging down the other trading post, perhaps. And Hazza is also moving his Explorer, so it looks like he will want to take both of the TP lines here, both of the trading posts. So that's definitely going to be a bit of a slower play here from Hazza. Training these couple units and building these trading posts. It's going to slow down Hazza's H3 significantly. And dropping in barracks also. We'll have to see if he's still going to be trying to go up to H3 or if he's going to try to hang out on H2 here. But Muddle is in H3 now. And Muddle actually did squeeze in a 5 villager shipment there also. So he's going to have pretty good eco behind all this. And here we go, actually, some Hussars and Rodoleros here. Moving on in. And catching Hazza's army actually out of position here. I think a really unexpected attack coming out from Muddle here. And that actually completely cleans up the German force. And Hazza, wow, Hazza just actually tapping out there. GG is called, and Mito goes up 2-0. This is very quick. Game 2 here. And yes, I don't know, quite interesting play. Oh my god, 80 Woods. I don't know how Hazza kind of missed that. On his side of the map. I guess he only has one Explorer, but that's kind of unfortunate. Just 80 Wood hanging out there. But yeah, such a weird game. I mean, I don't think Hazza planned on doing this. You know, building this trading post and then making these War Elephants. Like I said, I think it came down to his Explorer getting really low HP, and then Mito finding the Explorer and just not letting Hazza build a trading post. So it just put German in a very awkward and uncomfortable position where they were just not going to have a trading post. So instead, Hazza decided, you know, let me just build this native post so I can get some XP. And then he just decided to train a couple of units since he had it built. And yeah, just kind of weird game came here from Hazza. But just the importance of finding that German Explorer and attacking him and just preventing him from building trading posts really kind of decided how this game was played. So good job from Mito there, tracking down that Explorer. Alright, so Mito is very quickly up 2-0 in this best of 7. Both players have used their Civ respin. And yeah, we just saw Spain take down German there. Alright, game 3 has been played on Sicily. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Mito. Let's see what civilization Mito gets here in game number 3. Mito getting the India civilization. So neither player have a respin available, so whatever these guys get, they're going to be stuck with for the rest of this series. Alright, Mito with India. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Hazza. Let's see what civilization Hazza gets here in game number 3. Hazza going to need to put something together here. Hazza getting the French civilization. So we're going to see French versus India on Sicily. And yeah, the series kind of quickly getting out of control here for Hazza. He really wants to win this one. Obviously, you do not want to go down 3-0 in a best of 7. Need to stay calm here, try to win this one, and get yourself back in the series here. Don't let it get any out of control any more so than it is right now. Alright, my last one for the respin, but no. Obviously, both of these players have used a respin here. And, yeah, both players are going to be stuck with whatever civilizations they get. Both players will be stuck with the rest of the civilizations, you know, for the rest of the series here. Just messing around with them. Alright, Mito just taking a look at his deck here, and we're going to get into game 3 here in a little bit. Yeah, the other semifinals will be Kaiser and Turk. These guys, they actually have to schedule their series. Alright guys, getting into game 3 here in this best of 7. This is the semifinals. And let's see, give me a second here. I'm going to pull up prize pools and everything for this tournament. So, yep, this is GUA December 2019 subscriber tournament. And there is a $400 prize pool here. First place will be getting $170, second place $105, third $65, and fourth getting $40. My man, looks like we got a host from Amigo. Thank you. Welcome everybody. Alright. So yeah, winner of this will advance to the finals, and then the loser of this will end up playing the Bronze Series. Midel currently up 2-0 in this best of 7, so Hez has gotta get something going here. It's playing as the French civilization here on Sicily. Midel playing as the India civilization. Looks like Midel dropping a market here in age 1. Looks like it was a coin start, so Midel getting 75 coin treasure there very quickly. And also another 20 coin there. Has a building market, working on getting his hunting dogs. So this map was changed quite a bit in the most recent EP patch. I'll take the fog war off here so you guys can get a good look at the map here. It's a lot more wide open now. I think these kind of ponds used to be a lot bigger, and it was kind of a lot more like choke points. So I think I like the change overall. I think pretty much everybody does. A couple of maps did see some tweaks, and I think the map tweaks were very good overall in this CP patch. So that was actually really nice to see some maps being tweaked a bit. So it can be difficult to place a forward aggro here. So we'll have to see what the game plan is here for both of these players. It definitely feels a lot more wide open playing on this map now, which I really like. Midel finding a cow treasure here, so that'll actually give Midel a little bit of XP, as herdable animals give India a little bit of an XP trickle. And we're seeing Heza getting this 100 food treasure. Heza shipping 3 villagers. Alright, both players just macroing up here, gathering up the right resources, getting ready to go H2. Big villager treasure here. Both players are going to see this treasure. Heza starting the treasure, but then backing off, I think, seeing Midel's Explorer come around there. Heza now on his way up to H2 here. And so it looks like Midel did build a market, but he didn't get any upgrades. However, I believe he did buy food since he had a lot of gold. He had some gold treasures, and it looked like it was a 100 gold start. So Midel actually building Carni Mata here, I believe. No aggro coming out from Midel. Heza now building a trading post. Ooh, man, this coffee is not fully kicking in for me. I was actually sound asleep. I was falling asleep, or basically was asleep. Had to set an alarm to make sure I did not oversleep for this to cast this. But yeah, here I am casting the semifinals. Midel finding 130 coin treasure, pretty nice one. Stunning the two, guys right next to each other as these elephants do area damage. So that's gonna be a nice 130 coin treasure for Midel. Heza is scouting this to see the wonder. So we'll have to see if we're going to see some... Whoa! Huh? What are we seeing from Hazza? I'm a little confused. Huh. So, I suppose French has a 200 gold and outpost age-up politician. that we just never see people do. Wow. Alright, so we have an outpost moving forward for Hazza here. Usually we basically always see French age up to age 2 with the 400 wood age up politician. But it looks like he went for a 200 gold and tower age up politician, which is not an uncommon one, but when you have 400 wood, people always go with 400 wood, but yeah, it's I mean, it's not shocking seeing this. You'd kind of almost expect to see this more often, just to like throw your opponent off, but I think Hazza thought he sent a villager forward sooner, perhaps. Oh, I missed a little bit of a treasure contention here. Looks like Hazza's Explorer probably had it first, but then he got stomped and stunned there, canceling the pickup. And so we're seeing Muddle dropping 2 barracks forward here, so they are going to be exposed. And Hazza's about to be H3. Wow, this is a super unique opening from Hazza here for the French. Now shipping 700 wood. And Hazza not building any barracks. Sepoy are trained here, but Hazza's going to be up to H3. Can ship cannons, and looks like his barracks is coming late here. I don't know if you'd want to already have some muskets out, or if he's going to go for skirms and then ship like goons. We'll have to see, but we have 2 barracks and constantly coming down from Idle here. All built forward, so. And the 4 Huss age up from Hazza. Why not? Muddle now crossing the map with the Sepoy. You're going to be going for this villager treasure. Let's take a look at what is in queue here for Hazza. He does have 5 skirmishers in queue. Shipment is on the way. And Muddle is very far off from H3. And he's got the better eco, but this could be a scary push here from Hazza. Like, how is Muddle going to deal with cannons? Actually shipping 8 skirms. And like Muddle's military buildings are all built forward, which is going to make it quite awkward. Muddle now advancing up to H3. 1 villager goes down right away. Elephant going down. 2nd villager dropping. We're going to see a 3rd villager. Nope, now targeting the Sepoy. And yeah, Muddle, he's going to have to put something together here to hold this off. Now, pretty much all villagers inside town center here. Nobody building the wonder. 5 more skirmishers being trained. And we're seeing a very unique opening here from the French, but it's looking quite effective versus the India build here. And like any units that can trained here, they can just get killed immediately, basically. Yeah, it has the plane that's very Spain-like. Very strange. It's kind of crazy. You never see like French players do like a 200 gold tower age up. But I guess like people just you're so used to saying, you know, 400 wood age up politician is just better. But you'd imagine like in certain situations, like especially if somebody goes Carney Mata, it can. I think this build perhaps counters like Carney Mata. So I like seeing the different play come out from Hazza here. Very unique stuff here. And while he just trained the Helbs. All right, Hazza bringing out the full cheese here this game. He likes to be a cheesy player. Helbs did get a buff in the most recent EP, and yeah, that's just GG. Muddle like can't do anything as military buildings are built forward. Just not allowing him to train units from them. Basically, is going to lose 2 barracks for free there, and I mean, Muddle can't even put a Villagers on his Wonder, and that's just it. There's nothing Muddle can do here. So, quite unique and funny game there. Hazard taking game 3. Seeing Halb's train, saw Hazard going up to H2 with a 200 gold in Outpost Wagon Politician, and then aging up to H3 with 4 Hussars. So, wow. And, okay. That was something there. Alright, so we're going to hop out of this one and then get into game 4. Oh, man. Alright, game 4 going to be played on Bengal. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Mito. Let's see what civilization Mito's going to get here in game number 4. Mito getting the Sioux civilization. Alright, let's spin the wheel for Hazza. Let's see what civilization Hazza gets here in game number 4. Hazza getting the Ottoman civilization. Hazza a little bit upset. Well, what's wrong with Ottoman on LTP? Why is he mad? Alright, so we're going to see Sioux versus Ottoman on Bengal. Think we may potentially see some of these native posts being taken here for perhaps both of them to get that little XP trickle. Alright, here we go. Getting into game 4 here. We're in the semifinals. The GUA December 2019 subscriber tournament series. $400 prize pool for the subscriber tournament. Very nice. Obviously the largest prize pot we've had yet for a sub tournament. Really proud we were able to get up to $400. As you guys know, I had initially set the goal to raise $200 for the subscriber tournament series. And I said that if you guys collectively raise $200 for the subscriber tournament, then I would match that and I'll donate $200 of my own money and bring the prize pool up to $400. And that's exactly what happened. You guys were able to, collectively donate $200. So I matched it, and here we go. We have a $400 prize pool here for this subscriber tournament, and we've had a lot of great series already here throughout the month of December and into January here. And we're in the semifinals now with Martel versus Hazza. This is best of 7. Martel currently up 2-1. Martel playing as the Sioux civilization. Game 4 here on Bengal. Hazza playing as the Ottoman civilization. These two guys met each other in my last subscriber tournament. They met in the finals of the last one. So now meeting each other in the semifinals. Muddle trying to herd this elephant as much as he can. He does have to, unfortunately, kill it quite far from the town center. Mito using that Sioux Explorer to run across the map very quickly here. Has just deleting that Water Buffalo to prevent Mito from getting it. And we do have an 80 coin here. I mean, 80 wood treasure. And Mito's going for his treasure right away. Is in the neighborhood, so he's coming back. We're going to have a treasure contention here. Big treasure contention for 80 wood. And, looks like Hazza does... Oh, Hazza stopped! Oh my god, it looked like Hazza had it. But then he stopped getting the treasure and then went for it again. That's quite painful. 80 wood's actually very significant for this matchup. Both with a no TP map, and both these players kind of struggling. Both these civilizations struggling without a without a trading post. So losing an 80 wood there, quite significant. As now going for this 100 food treasure, but I believe Mito did see this, so may have another treasure contention. Has already on his way up to H2 here with the Ottoman civilization. What will these players be going for here? Mito looking to try to sneak in the treasure, I think. Has been getting a little bit far away from it, but now going back for it. Waiting for that sharp shot to come back. And we do have two Ottoman villagers moving across the map here. Mito kind of hanging out far from the treasure, but there he goes, now moving in. Now Mito going for the converts. And who gets this one? 100 food treasure going to Mito. Ooh, that feels bad for Hazza. So both of these big treasures went to Mito. Mito getting the 100 food and getting that 80 wood. Very good age 1 for Mito. Meanwhile, Hazza's age 1 not looking so hot. Mito did build 1 TP here and now building a markets. Hazza still marching across the map with these two villagers. Aged up with 400 wood. Couple more TPs now going down for Mito here. And we are seeing a barracks go down for Hazza in the middle map here. Millet system being researched. Couple upgrades here for Hazza in age 1. Got hunting dogs. 4 settlers being shipped for Hazza. Interesting. 4 settler shipment. First shipment for Ottoman. You don't see that very often. But okay. Trying to boost that eco. Do have a stable opening here for Mito. Mito with 4 TPs here, very well built right around town center. All of his villagers getting boosted here. Looks very good, very efficient. 5 Janissaries being trained. $16 bows being shipped here for Mito. So he's prepared to deal with some Janissary aggression. However, Hazza's not, doing a heavy super all-in rush, actually shipping the villagers first. So potentially getting Mito to overreact, trying to hold the rush. And bow riders being trained for Mito. So Mito, yes, shipping those 16 bows and training that batch of bow riders, expecting some really heavy auto aggression, but not really coming. 700 wood now out for Hazza. Does it have 10 Janissaries now? Neither players went for the trading post. Actually, quite surprised there. Thought we would see the players building these trading posts just get that XP trickle, but looks like neither of them actually went for it. 4 Axe Riders being shipped here from Myto. So Myto's really going all in with the unit shipments here. Very little eco, so I don't know. It looks like he will be kind of doing a timing push here, but actually has him moving out at the same time here. Both players are going to meet each other here in the field. Getting good value on the Axe Rider, almost going down there. There is a lot of Sioux units here, however. Wow, do they have like new sound effects? It kind of sounds weird. A lot of Janissaries going down there, and I think this is looking quite good for Myto. As Haza's military is getting cleaned up very quickly here from the Sioux army, really doing quick work here. And Artillery Foundation is mixed in here for Haza, but losing his army before he could really put together a strong force here. Very good timing push from Myto, and yeah, Haza just losing his entire military. I think it was looking kind of good for Haza initially with like getting away, shipping villagers, and then crates. But then kind of getting his army caught out of position there. Would have been better off if he actually sat back. Batch of Yabus were trained here, and no Axe Riders left though. So there's the Sioux Explorer, however. Haza trying to do as much microing as he can here. More Bull Riders coming in, however. Yeah, Haza's army getting caught out before he could really start getting that Ottoman army rolling. Very good timing push there from Myto. A couple more Jans being trained here. Looks like Myto's going to try to track him down. All the Janissaries getting cleaned up here now, and villagers coming out, shooting the Bull Riders. 700 food on the floor for Haza. We got a good old shoot-off here. Not sure if there's much going to be popping here as using all of his villagers here to shoot the Bull Riders. Just an old, what do you call those? It's not country, I don't know. Old shootout here. 4 villagers being shipped for Myto. And I think this one may be it here. Looks like Myto probably going to take the 3-1 lead here in this best of 7. Villager pull coming in, but nothing there. There's the GG. Haza tapping out. Yeah, Haza, I mean, he kind of looked good, like, with his unit shipments, or his shipments were looking good. But if his army didn't get cut out, if he had a little bit more time, I think he would have been looking good. But he went really greedy shipments, while Myto went really all-in shipments, and then Myto kind of pushed at the right time and Haza pushed himself, but kind of got caught out there. I don't know if I updated the score there. Alright, so Myto is up 3-1. Alright, we're going to be playing on Indonesia. Alright, let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Myto. Let's see what civilization Myto gets here in, this is game number 5. Myto getting the China civilization. And let's spin the wheel for Haza. Let's see what civilization Haza gets here in game number 5. Haza getting the Ottoman civilization. All right, Hazza once again getting the odd man. Both of these players used their Sivri spins very early on in the series in some very questionable spots, and I think now players are perhaps kind of regretting it. Hazza, he had a Spain mirror on Malaysia, and he decided to use his respin to avoid a Spain mirror on Malaysia, which definitely seemed very strange. Now Hazza kind of getting Ottoman on back-to-back on 2 non-TP maps. Yeah, it feels like he's probably wishing he had that respin still. But not the most strategic choice from kind of both these players where they use their Civ respin. I don't know what the Snipebot score stuff is. Alright. Could potentially see Ottoman go for a water boom here, though, actually. Schooner or something. Go see. Yep, Motto is currently up 3-1 in this best of 7. Alright, if you guys missed any of the tournament series, throughout the month of December, I put pretty much all of them on my YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested in going back watching any of them, you can go subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, and yeah, find all the old videos on my YouTube channel. Just posted a link in the chat there. I think Ottoman doing a C-boom here could be good, playing the water game. Waiting for Hazza to perhaps make some tweaks to his decks here and get ready for game number 5 here. I think some pretty quick games here. Pretty quick series so far. This is actually do or die here for Hazza. Hazza needs to win this game to stay alive. Alright, here we go. Getting into game 5. Model currently up 3-1 in this best of 5. See if Hazza can put something together here and pull off a win here to push the series to a game 6. All right. Getting into game number 5 here, being played on Indonesia. Model currently up 3-1 in this best of 7. Model in the blue playing as the China Civilization, and Hazza in the orange playing as the Ottoman Civilization. This is a no TP map. Either player can build trading posts. Both of them like their TPs. I'll have to see if Hazza is going to be going for some water play here, or what his plan will be here. Looks like some coins sitting on the floor here for Mito. We're seeing has build a market and a mosque here in age 1. Coming across a 90 food treasure here, so he's going to go ahead and start this. Oh, Mido's picking up an 80 wood treasure, so that's going to be very nice here. But at the same time, if Ottoman can get 90 food, that can be quite nice. Speed up their age up to age 2 even quicker. Village going down for Mido here. And Hazza safely getting this 90 food treasure. So anytime Ottoman can get food treasures in age 1, that is actually very nice. It makes their age ups just that much quicker. They already have a very quick age 2, age up just to get up to age 2. But then when you get food treasures, it just speeds that time up even more, and it can make for some kind of ridiculous age up times. So we're gonna kind of see that this game, and we'll see if Hazza can use that to his advantage at all. Three sellers being shipped here for Hazza. And Hazza now going to click up to age 2. East Indian being shipped from Mido here, actually. So he is going to go ahead and drop a dock here. And what will Hazza's plan be here? We'll have to see. He can potentially be aggressive. Go with a heavy all-in rush. He could play for water. He could go for a native post. Not seeing any clear signs from Hazza quite yet. Looks like Hazza's trying to scout Mido. Does Hazza find the dock? Oh, I don't know. I don't think he saw it. Perhaps he did. Looked like he kind of barely missed it, but Mido now just clicking up to age 2, building the wonder. Hazza's about to be age 2 himself, much quicker than China's age up. And we do now have a villager crossing the map here for Hazza. What is this lone villager doing? What is this lady up to? Hazza aging up with a 200 coin and the outpost wagon here. Usually see the 400 wood age up, but Hazza is not feeling that today. He's going for the 200 golden outpost in these games. And it looks like Hazza is just going to do naked FF actually and go for a really fast H3 timing push. And there we go, 700 wood has arrived for Hazza. He's going to gather up that 700 wood, and he's going to be up to H3 very quickly. Mido's still in age 1. Hazza about to drop this outpost, so moving it really far across the map here. Let's see. Going back along the shore a little bit, kind of. So let's see. Will Hazza is gonna start going up to age 3 before Mido hits age 2. So that's something unique there. Hazza now on his way to age 3. Mido on his way to age 2. Looking at the recalculated eco 22-16, however, we'll have to see if Hazza can do some quick damage with this early age 3. Mido just now hitting age 2. This outpost wagon still trying to find the spot, going along the shore here. Oh, Mido doing Hazza doing some harassing actually. Wow, this is actually doing quite a bit. It looks like. I think it's like idling all of these fishing boats. Wow, Hazza microing it so that he's shooting each one, shoots one and then goes on to the next one. forcing all the fishing boats to stop gathering food. So they're like all going idle. This is actually quite hilarious to see. Forcing Myttle to put a fishing boat in the dock to stop this aggression. Quite hilarious micro, and actually very smart from Hazza, making all these fishing boats like kind of go idle. And let's see, did he lose a villager there? I know one villager was pretty low. What was Myttle commenting on? No. Oh wow, Myttle shipping advanced dock. Okay. Advanced dock coming in from Myttle. And Mytle's gathering for H3 himself. He's going to be clicking up to H3 in just a little bit here. Ecos are 18 to 27, so a very large eco difference. But Hazza is about to be H3, and he does have a shipment available. And I mean, Mytle's, I guess he's going to drop a wonder right now, but probably 4. Well, let's see what's coming out from this tower here. 4 hussars, and there's not going to be any villagers that will be able to build this really. I mean, well, Minutemen maybe can be called, perhaps scaring the hussar back temporarily. But here we go, Hazza moving in with his 4 hussars. Perhaps forcing Myttle to pull all of his villagers off the wonder. And Myttle sending the villagers to the shoreline here, trying to hide them, perhaps put them in a fishing boat, but kind of taking a while to get that fishing boat in position. Meanwhile, villagers are going down. Now Myttle deciding to pull the villagers back into the town center. Minutemen being called here. A couple of villagers going down, however. Very nice pickup there for Hazza. Forcing the Minutemen call, not taking any damage from the Minutemen, and killing 3 villagers there. Just losing 1 hussar there. Oh! That's not good. Hazza's first H3 shipment is 1,000 gold, and he ships it to his tower, where there's not a villager in sight for a mile, and that just does not feel good. Well, that is something there. Is Hazza gonna send a villager? That's gonna take the villager so long to get there. Oof. I could have potentially been like 2 cannons and put on a lot of aggression. Okay, he fixed it there. 1,000 wood went to home there, but sending a lot of villagers to come get this 1,000 coin. But yeah, that 1,000 coins is gonna be sitting on the floor for a long time there. Hazza obviously not gonna be happy with that. Definitely a big mistake there. Could have shipped a military shipment, perhaps with more aggression on, or just, you know, had that gold at home and been able to gather gold up right away. And Hazza's, you know what, this actually may not be the biggest deal, because Hazza's actually going H4. So, well, he's finally getting here on this gold. But he was planning on going H4, so, like, now, right now just about has the food to go up to H4. But he's just gathering gold right now, so it wasn't that big of a mess up. I don't know if he was planning on doing that the entire time, or if he started doing that because he shipped the gold here and he realized it. But so shipping the gold at tower, not the biggest mess up, because he's going H4 and it didn't really slow down his age up that much. 1 villager is getting caught out here and going to get killed, and then the arquebusiers are potentially out of position if the hussars find them. So Hazza on his way up to H4. But looking at recalculated eco, it's not that much different, 29 to 21. Villagers, he sent 4 or 5 villagers to gather that, okay. Myttle did age up with the Confusion Academy, so doesn't have that eco boost. Ooh, we have a lot of military coming in here, though, for Myttle. Minutemen being called here, try to take down the pikes here to keep this TC alive. A couple hussars moving in, try to pick off some villagers here. And this TC obviously has to live to get the age up, but Minutemen did get quite a lot of hits there before Myttle really started focusing on them. And I think it will buy Hazza enough time here to be able to age up. Well, the villagers actually still idled there. Explorer now moving in, disciples popping out here. Still idle. I'm not sure where Hazza's focus. I guess from popping out villagers, do some punching and changing TC fire up. Hazza will ultimately get H4 here. His TC won't go down before his age up. But, well, he has his villagers idle in town center. I guess that's why. So he has the idle icon up. but he thinks they're all in town center, and he's kind of just forgetting about these like 5 idle villagers, which is unfortunate. 3 Spahi. He had the church guard sense, and 3 Spahi, guard Spahi, coming out here for Hazza. Okay, I don't even know where they came from, but they're gonna completely clean up the Spain army, and this is actually hilarious. 3 guard Spahi. Wow, that's a lot of Janissaries. Where the hell did they come from? Yep, keep the Spahi alive. The Spahi can heal, right? I believe when they're idled, right? I think that's the thing. I haven't seen Spahi since like the RE days, but I think they heal, don't they? Well, I thought they had a slight health regen. I don't know if that was like nerfed. I thought that was in RE. Maybe it might be when they're just standing completely still. Wow, so that was weird. We saw like 3 weird guard Spahi pop out, and then like a big batch of Janissaries. Looks like Hazza did ship the church card at 1050. Intervention shipped from Midal. Hazza sitting on that 40 house population. You know. And those villagers back to work now. Eco difference is 21 to 35, but Hazza is up to H4 here. And these Spahi are really strong. Just regular Janissaries, I don't think there's even a barracks out for Hazza to upgrade them. I'm not sure if Hazza has a shipment on the way. His shipments obviously will be very key here as he's in H4. Floating 1,000 food. I'm not sure what he can even get from the church, to be honest here. And I think Hazza taking some really good trades here. No arc receivers really for Midal. Just now 3 moving across the map here. And 8 Hussars popping out for Hazza. And this could be a really good catch here for Hazza. Catching the China army right underneath town center here. 11 Chandon swordsmen coming out from Midal, but they're back at home. And Hazza actually not going to force the fight here. I feel like there's the bombards. Wow. 3 bombards. Look at that volley. And that was a church upgrade, I believe. Oh my god, we're seeing Midal tap out. Doesn't even want to deal with the bombards. What the hell was happened here? Yeah, Midal sending advanced dock seems super strange. It looks like he wanted to cancel it, but then probably didn't do it in time. Wow. Weird game. Weird series. Has always pulling out the weird cheese plays. Man, I don't even know. I mean, these bombards came from the church, I guess. I guess it was, I think he was floating, just gathering only food, so I guess it was like 3 bombards for like, I don't know, 1,500 food. You guys can let me know in the chat, but quite hilarious play here. This was just weird. I don't even know what to say. There were like 3 random guard Spahis popping out of town center, and then just like a batch of like 20 Jans came out of the TC, and I don't know where they arrived, and then 3 great bombards just appeared, and there's no military. Hasn't never built a military building in this game. So, oh boy, that was something. That was something there. Wow. Well, props to Hazza there, pulling this one off. Ottoman on no TP map. I don't even, still quite confused here. Taking a look at all resources gathered, Midal gathering by quite a bit. Just towards the end, though, at this point, they were even when hitting the H4. And I guess there was no way for Midal to deal with these great bombards. Midal was H3. I mean, he had a lot of resources stacked. I don't know if this was like slate. I mean, this entire army was going to get cleaned up. Cavalry and snare. And it was just chained down swordsmen. I mean, Midal had a lot of resources, but I guess he felt like he just wasn't going to be able to deal with the bombards in this push. Yeah, shipping advanced doctor did not come in handy. Oh, wow. Skirmisher in the chat putting sunglasses on the Great Bombard emote. That is awesome. That is hilarious, actually. Oh, God. What a crazy game. Seeing the Great Bombard emotes in the chat, that's great. Oh, man. Don't see Great Bombards too often in AoE 3. Always fun to see them, though. Alright, game, was it 3-2? So this is game 6, being played on Manchac. Go ahead and spin the wheel for Midel. Let's see what civilization Midel gets here in game number 6. Midel getting the China civilization. And let's spin the wheel for Hazza. Let's see what civilization Hazza gets here in game number 6. Hazza getting the Russia civilization. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. It's honestly really cool to have a tournament with these like rules, the random saves, because you get such weird matchups that just would never happen in a real tournament or even like ladder games. You get like the weirdest Civ matchups on the weirdest maps, like Ottoman versus China on Indonesia. Like that will never that game will probably never happen again in like AoE3's history. Like you'll never see that. Or what was the other Ottoman versus Sioux on like Bengal or some other of the crazy matchups. So you'll just never see these matchups like ever played on these maps. So it's pretty hilarious to see them played and the weird things and weird strategies that like end up coming out from these players and that actually like end up being good. Midel sounds like he's confident, thinking that China has a pretty big advantage here, but yeah, here we go, getting into game 6 on Manchac. Midel playing as a China civilization, Hazza playing as the Russians. I mean, don't underestimate Russia. They are something. They just always seem good. Like they can rush, put on the pressure, and you'll still hang out and just have and trade their units back and forth forever, and just hang in these games for so long. And I think we've recently seen in some of the more recent tournaments and like New World Championship, people used to in the past say that Russia was like, oh, they were a horrible civ. And people used to think they were really bad, but in the more so recent tournaments, I think people have realized, oh no, like Russia's actually a pretty good civ, and they're a lot better than the credit that they were receiving previously. So I think now people are starting to respect Russia more, and so we'll see what Hazza can do here. Game 6 being played on Manchac. This is a best of 7. Midel currently up 3-2 here. Still do or die here for Hazza. Winner of this series will move on to the finals. Loser will play in the bronze match. And we have Midel in the blue as the China civilization, Hazza in the pink playing as the Russia civilization. Hazza finding a 60 wood right off the bat. Midel building a trading post. And now Hazza's going to build a trading post himself after getting that 60 wood treasure. So a pretty good adaptation there from Hazza. Got a wood treasure, so we decided, hey, why not? Let me build a trading post. Village going down here for Midel. And a 100 XP treasure in the middle of the map here. Looks like we may have a treasure contention here. Milo starting the treasure off. Has a movement across the map here. Looks like he is going to spot it. Will he get here in time? He is going to see it in time, so we're going to have another treasure contention here. Hazza going for the crack shot, and I believe Hazza does get the treasure here. Yep, getting 100 XP, looking good. That's actually quite significant there. Milo now tracking down the Explorer, doing as much damage as he can with China Explorer and Disciple there. Hazza sending a villager out to get this 30 coin treasure, just to prevent Milo from getting it. Milo gonna have to do a good job herding, as there can be a decent amount of hunt here underneath your town center. Hunt's not too far away, but you gotta be pretty active with your herding. Milo now clicking up to age 2, dropping down the Wonder. He's gonna be building it with 4 villagers here. Wants to get it up before there's any Russia aggression. Has doing a 7 or 14 villager age up. Now just about to click up. And Hazza is dropping down a market, so he's going to play this a little more eco-focused. He is sending 3 villagers across the map to build that forward blockhouse, but he's not going to be super all-in. He's dropping a market. Going to go for hunting dogs here. And has also working on an 80 food treasure. Ooh, and it looks like Milo did get a native scout, so this is going to be pretty key. We'll have to see how much information Milo can get with this native scout. Has his villagers still crossing the map here. Milo is about to hit up to age 2 here. And look at this. Hazza with 2 shipments available before he hits age 2. Has got that 100 XP treasure, and he has a trading post in age 1, which you don't usually see with Russia, or you don't always see it. So this is going to be pretty good. I mean, you could potentially see Hazza ship 5 Cossacks and then ship Strelets right off the bat and just have 2 unit shipments right away and then like 5 muskets being trained, and like that could be quite strong. Or even shipping like 5 Cossacks and then 4 Cossacks and just putting a lot of aggression on. So we'll have to see if that's what Hazza's going to go for, or we could even do something like, I don't know, ship 700 wood, go really eco kind of greedy style, like 700 wood, 700 gold. But I'd be expecting unit shipments here with 2 shipments stacked, like almost 2.5 by the time Hazza gets H2. So let's see what's coming out from Hazza here. I believe he did send the Cossacks, building a house here, 700 wood coming out from Milo. Pretty far forward bearers here from Milo, actually. Potentially could be an easy target, and if Hazza puts together a lot of units here in H2. Native Scout is going in stealth mode a little bit forward to see any military units early before they arrive. Hazza moving his Explorer forward, do some scouting. And there we go. We do have an early batch of units coming out from Milo here, training in some crossbowmen and pike. And batch of muskets being trained for Hazza, 5 Cossacks being shipped. And Hazza's going to be looking to push in here. He is hurting Milo's like kind of second hunt here, as Milo does have a decent amount of hunt underneath his base, and then this further hunt here, but perhaps Hazza can play the prolonged contained game. Milo actually moving across the map, but crossbowmen getting caught by the Cossacks. Musket's now getting lots of shots, and Milo kind of sleeping here, getting his crossbowmen caught really poorly here. A lot of crossbowmen going down there before the engagement really beginning. A couple pikes not going down. Very good trade for Hazza here. Now 4 Cossacks being shipped, and not much anti-cav left for Milo. And I think Hazza had the opportunity to just push in there with all the. But now another batch of muskets being trained, and this is going to look scary. Oh, and look at this batch of units being trained for Milo, but getting caught out. 1 pikeman almost going down, and a crossbowman taking some damage there. Step riders being shipped here for Milo. Looks like it's going to cause Hazard to actually back off here. Hazard backing off after seeing the unit shipment there. I think Mito perhaps is not aware that the blockhouse is here, and I think he was maybe expecting it to be over here, so I think he was kind of thrown off by seeing the cav come from this angle and kind of connecting onto his crossbowman. Strelitz being trained here for Hazza. Another batch of units trained for Mito. Cossacks looking to go in. Mito or Hazza happy to siege this this village. Mito trying to force the engage, keep the village alive here. Another batch of Strelitz coming in as the Steppe Riders are starting to dwindle down, and there's not going to be any cavalry for China, and Strelitz are just going to trade very efficiently. And not much anti-cav left, and still about 5 Cossacks left here, and mainly just crossbowmen for Mito. Some disciples popping out there, however. Explorer still alive, about to go down right now. And I think the Strelitz will just trade really cost-effective versus the crossbowmen. And no real threat to the Strelitz right now. Strelitz moving forward. Muskets, good job targeting the muskets there, actually. Oh, big pike, big batch or unit shipment of pikes actually kind of trapping the Strelitz here. But at the same time, Strelitz now focusing on the crossbowmen, still getting some pretty good work in here. Batch of muskets coming out, 700 wood shipped for Hazza. Hazza another shipment available. And keeping Mito in H2 here. This is what Russia wants. They want to keep China in H2 and just force these back and forth trades that Russia just really benefit from. And now all the crossbowmen are going to be going down. Another batch of units trained here, however, from Mito. Another batch of muskets arriving, though. Council it up for Mito. And he's ultimately going to force Hazza back here. Diplomatic intrigue being shipped from Mito. So Mito ultimately surviving this. But he is in H2, hanging out in H2, a lot longer than China usually like to. And now Hazza adding in a stable. Let's take a look at text completed. Just hunting dogs, actually. And Mito actually on the Russia consulate here. Another batch of units coming out from the Summer Palace there. 700 food being shipped for Hazza. Gonna be help him get out quite a bit of Strelitz and Cossacks here. And yeah, so we see the Russia Cossacks coming out from the Russia consulate. And it looks like Mito actually wants to push, but it's so tough to push in a blockhouse. Good luck. Mito moving out, but there's quite a bit of units here for Hazza, and like I said, just pushing the blockhouse. That is not an easy task, and Mito realizes this, and Mito is just forced to back off here. Oh, Mito is kind of getting away with murder here, but I think Hazza is actually now going to scout this, as it looks like he's now moving in to actually backherd this. So Hazza does now see this. Mito's Cossacks moving across the map, try to do some raiding. 700 gold arriving for Hazza. And a blockhouse going down for Hazza in this corner over here to try to secure this. Couple wall, actually a lot of walls going down for Mito here. Not really any villagers too far exposed. One over here. And I think this is looking quite good for Hazza here. Still pretty even game. Mito moving in with his Cossacks, trying to find a villager here. But Hazza actually moving out with his Cossacks to try to trap these 3. Good job, villager punching. And switching to TC fire. One villager is going to go down here. Perhaps a second before... this is actually a little bit of a mistake there from Hazza. Probably could have saved that villager if he kind of microed him. But losing 2 villagers for those 3 Cossacks are perhaps an even trade depending on the situation, And look at this blockhouse firing away these villagers here. And not much out from Meidel. Wow, he's actually going to age up here. He's going to try to sneak in the age up. Does kill the one villager there. And it's tough to push on this blockhouse because, yeah, you can push, but then your army could potentially get caught. Wonder going down from Meidel here. Another batch of units out from the Summer Palace. And Boyar's coming in for Hazza here. Maybe go time soon for Hazza, or at the very least once he sees the Wonder. Good. The Cossack count is growing quite large here for Hazza. Military unit population 56 to 35. Ecos are pretty even here. Some more walls coming down here from Meidel. And here we go. Cossacks are moving in on these villagers. Gonna force Meidel to pull his army out to protect the villagers. Full Russian forces moving forward here. Cossacks moving forward, trying to connect with the snare. Meanwhile, Strelts and muskets are just behind them. Meidel pulling his army back, trying to buy time. No villagers on the Wonder now, and here we go. Cossacks are connecting with the snare. Meidel wants to buy more time here to get up to H3, but Hazza's really forcing this. And there are a lot of Russian units here. Confusion Academy is the age up here. But will Meidel have enough time? Minutemen being called, both sets of Minutemen. Very good positioning with the crossbows around the walls, but there are just a lot of Russian units here. Crossbowmen not really even attacking yet, too. Meidel does have a shipment available when he hits H3, but is he going to have enough time? No villagers building the Wonder. I think he maybe should have snuck some villagers, perhaps. Wow, sneaking through that wall right there, actually quite nice. But then 3 Cossacks are going to meet them on the other side. And just a lot of Russian units here. And yeah, Meidel's going to be up to H3, but where are his Arctic Pursuers going to pop out? And yeah, he has a shipment available, but if he had a little bit more time, I think he would have been looking pretty good, but pretty good pop from Meidel there, putting them on this side of the wall where there's only 3 Cossacks. Explorers back up. We do have a shipment on the way here from Meidel. 600 coin coming out for Hazza. He's actually forcing Hazza back here, trying to kind of play the contained game. And Hazza's actually going to age up himself, so he put on all this aggression, but he's aging up right now himself. And it forced Meidel to, age up with the Confusion Academy. And and yeah, he's going to have to, ship, obviously, a unit shipment here. And there's intervention. Yeah, Meidel perhaps a little overconfident. I didn't think this was like a really one-sided matchup as Meidel was kind of perhaps expecting or saying, but I think Hazza played this really well. And it's looking quite good for Hazza right now. Really nice walls coming out from Meidel here. Pulling out all the stops. But Meidel being forced on the berries right now, trying to get onto the hunt. Hazza hitting H3, forcing Meidel to kind of awkwardly want to push this blockhouse. Villagers getting caught here. Strel's taking some shots. Blockhouse is going to go down. Meidel's going to try to get out of here now. But Hazza is in H3 now. Losing the Explorer. And Hazza actually going on the berries. Doesn't want to go out on the map. Strelets are now upgraded to veterans. Same with the Cossacks. We have veteran Cossacks. 5 Meteor Hammers shipped from Meidel. And Muddle put together a force here. Wow, Muddle building a rice paddy. That hurts. Too afraid to get on this hunt. Muddle pushing out, trying to take down this blockhouse here. Picking up a couple Cossacks. A couple more Cossacks moving in here. Looks like has 2 Falcons being shipped. Scary shipping them there, but and I think Hez actually wants to push now with these 2 Falcons. Muddle not a whole lot to deal with the 2 Falcons. Falcons are going to get some nice volleys off, and a lot of low HP crossbowmen are going to be easy targets here for the Falcons. Falcons in position, just take down a village. Flying Crow coming out from Muddle's Wonder there. What is this guy doing, hopping around over here? And the engage begins. Flying Crow trying to get on top of the cannons here. Meteor Hammers trying to get onto the Strelets. Look at that Flying Crow. Killed 1 cannon, but then went down. Cannon's very well protected, and Muddle tapping out here. GG, and we're going to see Game 7. Started off with it was a 2-0, right, for Muddle. And it was looking pretty scary for Heza really quickly in this series. But Heza now forcing a Game 7 after winning the last 2 there. And wow, another great series between these two. As I said before, these 2 guys met each other in my last subscriber tournament series where they met in the finals, and it did go to Game 7. So this time they're meeting in the semifinals, and once again going to Game 7. Very exciting. And if you guys didn't catch my last subscriber tournaments or any of the previous series from this subscriber tournament, I have all of them uploaded to my YouTube channel, or just about all the series uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested in going back watching any of those series, any of those videos, I just posted a link to my YouTube channel in the chat. Feel free to click on there, subscribe, and check out those old vids there. A lot of good videos up there on my YouTube channel. Got them all, really nice and organized, split up there, easy to find. All right, going to Game 7. And we're going to be playing on Jabal Musa. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Drum roll. Neither player have the respin available. This is the trading post map, so it's not like neither one can get super screwed, which I am happy for in Game 7. So drum roll, everybody. Let's see what civilization Muddle gets here in game number 7. Muddle getting the Portuguese civilization. And let's spin the wheel for Heza. Let's see what civilization Heza gets here in game number 7. Heza getting the Russia civilization. Heza going to be playing as the Russia once again. Back-to-back games. Portuguese versus Russia on Jabal Musa. Quite interesting here. We do have quite a bit of fish. It's kind of off to the side of the map, but you could sea boom on this map. Definitely potential to go water. But at the same time, a lot of the resources can be kind of forward on this map, so you gotta secure the land. So this will be an interesting one here. 3 TP line in the middle. Port versus Russia. I haven't seen this matchup in a while, to be honest. Nope, both the players already used their respin. I remember players back in the day in this matchup, you could potentially ship Colonial Militia, keep your town centers, quite close to one another, and just kind of do almost like a naked FF. And it can be really hard for Russia. You can't really push on a Colonial Militia town center, so it basically cancels your rush and forces you to do something else. So we could potentially see that. Yeah, it can be really tricky for Russia to rush and put on a ton of aggression. May have to more so play the contained game because they can't sit underneath Colonial Militia town centers. Looks like Stream Elements and the Nightbot are a little drunk in the chat there. Alright, just waiting for these players to click in to Game 7. Players just making some adjustments to their decks here. Getting ready to be prepared for Game 7 here. How have you guys been, and what have been your thoughts so far about the tournament? You guys been enjoying the December subscriber tournament? I think we have quite a lot of series I've casted throughout the last month. Alright, getting to Game 7 here. Alright, Game 7 being played on Jebel Musa. This is it. Winner of this game moves on to the finals. Loser will move on to play the bronze match. We are playing on Jebel Musa here in Game 7. Haza in the red playing as the Russian civilization, and Meidel in the blue playing as the Portuguese civilization. Meidel finding a 210 coin treasure right off the bat here, guarded by 3 of these smugglers. Sharpshooting 1. And look at this, one guy's stuck in the gold mine and he's a pirate too. That's actually a pretty good bug for Meidel there. Looks like Hazard will be going for a market and hunting dogs here in Age 1. Gathering some wood to build a market and get hunting dogs. And Meidel's actually going to be building a trading post here right off the bat. So I think he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. Gathering the wood so he can get that house up. So we'll have to see what Mito goes for here. There's quite a bit you can do with Portuguese. You can play the C game and go for a water boom. You could build very defensive town centers, maybe ship colonial militia and do like naked FF. Or you could send your town center wagon forward and try to secure the T3 TP line. So we'll have to see what Mito's going to be going for. I don't think he's going to be too aggressive with this TC because, you know, Russia's obviously very good at rushing, and we're already seeing Hazza claim one of the trading posts here. We actually want to build a trading post, not a market. I thought he was going to be. He already had the gold for hunting dogs, so I thought he was going to be going for a market and hunting dogs. But no, actually, Hazza going for a trading post himself. Mito getting 100 food treasure. That's going to feel quite nice. Help with that age up timing. And while Mito, I think he's going to get this 210. Oh, actually has him moving across the map here. And this could be a big treasure contention. Oh, look at this. Mito sharpshooting the one, but Hazza arriving just in time. And the pirate hanging out here in the middle of the gold mine. And right now Hazza has his sharp shot available, but Mito does not. So I don't know if Mito's Explorer is going to survive for another minute for the sharp shot to come back. I don't think he's going to. So this can make this quite awkward here for Mito. If Hazza just gets his 210 coin treasure, that is a huge treasure steal. Mito bringing the villager here is smart. You really can't. This is huge. Yeah, his Explorer is going to die. He's not going to be able to crack shot the pirate in time, so you need to just bring a villager here to potentially, contest the treasure. Hazza actually just going to back off here and not decide to use the sharp shot. Oh, he's now moving forward. Mito backing off a little bit too far. Now Mito getting in position, so both players just sitting here waiting for Hazza to use a crack shot on this Explorer. Canceling the crack shot, going down for it, but then canceling it. Causing the villager to be idle. Crash shot goes down, and Hazza gets the treasure. Mito's sleeping on the job there. 210 coin, and actually building a dock right in front of Hazza. So, wow, that went really good for Hazza. And, wow, this is quite interesting. This series started off 2-0 for Mito, and very, very convincing wins. Looking really bad for Hazza. And it looked like the series was getting out of hand very quickly for Hazza. But then all of a sudden, Hazza coming back, forcing Game 7. And now stealing a 210 coin treasure, and it feels like he's the one in charge here, and the momentum's in Hazza's favor. So, wow, that's a really good treasure steal there. Meanwhile, Mito shipping economic theory in Age 1 and shipping schooners. So Mito's going for the C play here, and we'll have to see how this works out for him. Mito going to build his town center on the shoreline here. Mito training a couple fishing boats here already. And a barracks being built back at home here. Really close to the town center. Meanwhile, Hazza just now clicking up to H, or just now getting up to H2. He does have 2 shipments available when he hits H2, and Blockhouse going down. I don't know, maybe a little bit. It kind of went along the shoreline, but kind of didn't. I guess it's guarding this one fishing spot. Could have maybe put it more closer on the shoreline if he's going to put it along the shoreline at all. I don't know. But it does kind of, I guess, also secure this hunt a bit. So let's see what is going to be coming out from Hazza here. 700 wood shipped from Mito. Just hunting dogs in for Hazza. Hazza putting a lot of villagers on gold here. 700 gold coming out for Hazza, so it looks like he may be doing a naked FF. Or perhaps they maybe like 1 or 2 batches of units and then go up. But it looks like Heza has his eyes on H3 here. Let's see what shipments he has in H3, potentially a Frigg. Second blockhouse coming down. It's not any closer to the water though. So I don't know. This is giving Port quite a bit of time. I mean, Muddle is reacting pretty heavy to defending the rush, training a batch of pikes and crossbowmen, now building a market, but at the same time, I mean, he has 2 town centers and a dock, and he's ahead 6 villagers right now. So I don't know if this is going to work for Heza. We'll have to see how this H3 timing is going to be, but it's going to give Portuguese a lot of time to just kind of boom here for free with no threat. But I suppose at the same time, Port will be stuck in H2 for a very long time, and they could struggle to deal with 2 Falks. Pikes are actually moving across the map here to siege down the trading post. Muddle does not feel threatened. Sees that there's no Russia aggression yet. Expecting an age up, actually. And that is just what Heza's doing, so good job by Muddle. Actually going to pick up this trading post for free. And obviously that'd be quite nice. Russia really wants the TP as they're getting up to H3. Going to have H3 shipments available pretty early, so trading posts speeding up that shipment progression would be very nice. But Muddle not gonna now deny that. Another batch of crossbowmen being trained here, and Muddle with no fear going in even further with his army. Explorer and his little pet will go down. Oh no, that's a batch of 13 Strelets actually being shipped for Heza, so forcing Heza to send an H2 shipment as he's aging up, definitely not ideal. So that alone right there is kind of a win for Muddle, and now the crossbowmen can even kind of deal with the... Oh, another batch of Strelets, however. Getting a little bit of a surround on Muddle here. Couple of Strelets going into melee mode to snare the crossbowmen. Such good micro tricks from Heza here. Pull trick coming out from Muddle, trying to get these crossbowmen back. Fishing count is growing here. Wow, Muddle has a lot of resources stacked. Now he's going up to H3. He had like 1,700 food. Muddle now aging up, and he's ahead by a significant amount of villagers. 43 eco population, 25 here. That is not something to underestimate, but Heza's moving in. Ooh, will he ship? He's got a lot of Strelets. Is he going to ship like the card to convert them to muskets? I feel like that's what he's going to be going for. Here we go, Heza moving in. A lot of Strelets crossing the map here. But at the same time, I mean, Muddle could perhaps lose this town center. Let's see. Hopefully the TC wagon does not pop out here. Let's see. Is Muddle going to slip up and make a big mistake? Yep, there we go. Card does come in to convert the Strelets into muskets, just as I expected. And Muddle on top of it, just shipping the TC wagon to this town center. So yeah, Muddle's going to lose this town center. But as long as there's not too many villagers in, he's escaping from some villagers here. You know, it may not be the biggest thing. I mean, he's still going to have 2 town centers. And there's only like... Okay, there's actually a lot of villagers in there. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that's like 15 villagers. Yeah, Muddle actually losing a lot of villagers there. So that is actually quite significant. If there weren't that many villagers in, they wouldn't have been that big a deal. But Muddle failed to, you know, escape them out in time. And, yeah, that's going to even up the ecos quite a bit. Both players now in H3. But now the eco is 25 to 29. And there's just a lot of veteran muskets out. And, man, this actually is looking really good for Heza here. Another villager goes down. Castor's being shipped here. But, I mean, they're going to do a pretty good job. There's just so many muskets here. Both sets of Minutemen being called here. Muddle with a lot of resources in the bank, though. I think he really could have got up to H3 a bit quicker. He's floating a lot of resources there at one point. Minutemen is definitely going to push back these muskets by Muddle time here. Muddle's like losing all of his houses here. And Muddle's going to push in here, try to kill these muskets and prevent all of his houses and market from going down. Now ecos are basically even right now. But Mito does have 2 town centers and a dock, so it could be training, you know, economic units from 3 buildings, while Hez is just training them from his 1 town center. Castor's getting a lot of good hits on, doing pull trick. Oh, but here we go, Cossacks arriving, more muskets. Doing a pretty good job trying to deal with the Cossacks, however. But just a lot of Russian units here. And will Mito be able to deal with this? Now floating a... Well, he has a lot of wood, or I mean a lot of gold. He's gonna ship MAMs? And no, Mito just tapping out. Wow, Mito kind of falling apart here. And there's the GG. Hazza coming back and winning this best of 7. Wow. Oh, and then the Frigg being shipped there just to really clutch it, to really call it. Yeah, Mito looked really strong, winning the first 2 games like very one-sided, and it looked like it was gonna be like a very one-sided series. Kind of Mito just cleanly winning it, but Hazza just coming back and then it got flipped around. That's just how it can look sometimes. Even if players like skill-wise, you know, are very similar, sometimes the series can look like one player's playing really bad and like it's a one-sided series, but then all of a sudden it can look the opposite way. It can get flipped, and the other player could look like he's winning very one-sided. So, wow, there we go. Hazza taking this series, winning this best of 7, and Hazza's going to move on to the finals, where he will be playing versus the winner of Kaiserklein and Turk. And Mito's going to be moving on to the bronze match. So this was a rematch from the last GUA sub-tournament. Like I said, Hazza and Mito met each other in the previous subscriber tournament. They met each other in the finals where Mito won. This time Hazza's won. So now Hazza's got the bragging rights here. And GG's to both of them. Looking forward to seeing Mito play in the bronze match and Hazza playing in the finals there. And new subscription from Hoodguard. I believe that was a YouTube subscription. I know I still get like the YouTube sub alerts for whatever crazy reason, but it's a good point there. I'm going to upload this video to my YouTube channel, and all the other tournament matches are already up on my YouTube channel and from the past tournaments also. So if you guys want to check out all that, just post a link to my YouTube channel in chat. Go ahead and take a look at that.